Just north of the Oakland area, north of Hickory Grove, really just right on that Twin Tiers border between Broome County and far northern Susquehanna County. So this is right when the warning came out. You can see those colors close together. You can see the colors towards and away again. So that gives you that swirling effect within these clouds and that, again, potential tornado. So these colors mean that the wind is blowing that way. These colors mean that the wind is blowing the other direction. And because of that, and because those colors are real close together like that, National Weather Service meteorologists saying, hey, you know what, we think there might be a tornado here. So they went ahead and issued this tornado warning. But I can tell you, as we've kind of moved forward and stepped forward in time, really not seeing that close, tight couplet, that tight rotation that would lend you to believe that we're still looking at this potential tornado. Things have certainly weakened considerably. But what you can see within these storms sometimes is that, you know, things kind of fade away and then they come back again. So we're going to stay on the air officially until this warning expires, and that's not until 3:15. But what I can tell you right now is that that couplet, that potential couplet, has weakened considerably, and at this moment, I don't suspect that there's a tornado. I think there very well could have been not all that long ago, again, up in the Lanesboro area. But at this moment, that rotation couplet has weakened considerably. It doesn't mean that there's not something on the ground, doesn't mean that, you know, there wasn't something at the time that the National Weather Service meteorologists issued this warning, but it means that at least for the time being, you know, things are hopefully trending in a good direction. So want to give you just a couple of safety tips to keep in mind when you're talking about tornadoes. So if you're under that tornado warning, again, this is going to be far northeastern Susquehanna County. Some of the potential communities that need to be taking cover now, that need to be heading for the basement, would be places like Lanesboro, Brand, Stevens Point, Melrose, and even down into Stormtracker. Stormtracker not officially under this tornado warning, but just as a precaution, because you're in line for this thing, I'd say you might want to head for the basement. North Jackson, too, just for that matter. It's well to your north, but again, you're in that polygon. As we always say, respect the polygon, head for the basement. Here's a couple of other tornado tips. If you don't have a basement, you just want as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible. So get to that most interior room in your house. Make sure you don't have windows wherever you're at, because flying debris, you know, can fly through, and unfortunately that's how some people can get injured. I'd also tell you that as you're heading down towards the basement, make sure you have our app already downloaded, ready to go. Just crank the volume up real loud or crank it up on your TV right before you dash to the basement. If you can hear my voice, we're going to be all right. We're going to step you through this thing, and we'll let you know when you're officially severe clear. Again, tornado warning remains in effect far northeastern Susquehanna County until 3:15. Also, again, yeah, covering up, putting on a helmet is a really good idea too. You know, especially, you know, we're talking about some areas, northern Wayne County, northeastern Susquehanna County. A lot of you are, you know, avid outdoors people. You've got snowmobiles, ATVs, dirt bikes, your skiers, of course, Elk Mountain, not all that far away, and putting that helmet on, the ski helmet, the bike helmet, the ATV helmet before you go dashing down the stairs. The motorcycle helmet also works well. That can help you stay safe too. So just a couple of tornado tips. But again, maybe you're looking for your regularly scheduled programming right now. Stormtracker 16 meteorologist John Hickey, we're breaking into your regular programming because we have a tornado warning that's in effect for far northeastern portions of Susquehanna County. Just looking in on the National Weather Service chat line here too, because as you've seen, when we take a wider angle view at things, there's all sorts of severe thunderstorm warnings that are also out there today. So it's been an active day. We've seen a number of severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, there was another one, and I'll actually just zoom out just to show you that this one that's moving down towards Montrose about a half an hour ago, there was some very large hail associated with that. We wouldn't be surprised if we hear from some of you in places like Choconut, as well as Laurel Lake. Another, for instance, I would also say Little Meadows. Check that, Little Meadows, Friendsville, Choconut, that area. Wouldn't be surprised if some of you sent in some photos of some very large hail. Certainly plenty of indicators that that could have been the case. Again, we're watching that cell. It's got that rotation noted on radar up across far northeastern Wayne County. Looks like it's moving southeast of the Lanesboro area now, or at least just east, but still Brand, Stevens Point, Melrose. Still want to be in that tornado safe place, at least for a little while yet. because of this potential tornado. Again, it remains a what we call radar indicated tornado, which is just a way of saying that National Weather Service meteorologists are looking at this thing and they're saying, hey, you know what? Looks like we've got some rotation with this. We're keeping an eye on it, but there's no confirmation from law enforcement or storm spotter that's saying, you know what? There's definitely a tornado in that. So right now, radar indicated. Tornado warning, far northeastern Wayne County, or far northeastern Susquehanna County. Check that. So just northeast of Route 171 there, as noted on this map. So again, just outside of that. So that's, you know, we're looking at places like Brand, Stevens Point, Melrose. These are the communities that need to be in that tornado safe place. Want to pause it, show you the latest radar scan, and we'll just zoom right in. You can see that, unfortunately, the communities that I'm noting here not popping up on the maps here, but of course, we know these communities are there. We've got you on another map, not showing up on our weather vendor's map, but we got you. Brand, Stevens Point, Melrose, just keeping an eye on this thing. Also, again, heads up far northern Wayne County. So some other communities, you're not in the tornado warning right now, but just keeping an eye on this cell. Starlight, Winterdale, Preston. These are some other communities that could be in line if this thing is going to hold together. Also, getting another tornado warning in from the National Weather Service now, but this one's going to be outside of our viewing area. This one is actually going to be in upstate New York, but just wanted to let you know that we continue to get these warnings in here from the National Weather Service, but this newest one that I'm seeing come down outside of our area. So, unfortunate for those folks who will be dealing with that, but for our purposes, we're not as concerned. Let's jump you back and show you what we call that velocity mode of the radar again. And once again, I just want to back it up because you can see when those colors were real close together, right over 92, so north of Hickory Grove. So this is going to be far southern Broome County in New York State that this potential tornado went over. You can see those colors get real close together, but since then, things have certainly trended, further apart. So if there's going to be something, it's going to be about 5 to 7 miles or so north of Stormtracker. That would be the area that we're watching. Again, those colors have come further apart. Less concern, at least at this point, that there's a tornado on the ground. But with that rotation noted, of course, we always have to be on guard. And again, this tornado warning remains in effect until 3:15. Let's just give you the lay of the land. I just want to show you kind of the wide-angle view of what's going on across all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. I know we're focusing just on this real small spot that's got this tornado warning, but you're certainly not the only ones dealing with some impactful weather. Look at Bradford County in the Towanda area now. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning there. We've also got another one down across far southern portions of Clinton County, and that one's been severe warned for a while too. It moved through basically the entire county as a severe thunderstorm, so certainly a lot of concern with that. So what I would tell you is heads up, Union, Snyder counties, if that cell is going to hold together, it's moving down into your neck of the woods, mainly far western portions of those counties though. So that would be out by Beavertown and Beaver Springs, even Richfield, Port Anne, Millmont. Again, these are just a couple of heads up for that severe thunderstorm warning that right now is in Clinton County. It's crossing over Interstate 80 now, and that's going to be heading towards western portions of both Union and Snyder counties. So just an early heads up, there may be some additional severe thunderstorm warnings issued there. Also, a quick note too, just so you know, the National Weather Service and State College, their radar is undergoing what's called a life extension program. And so it's actually out of service for the time being. It's actually out of service until the middle of the month. So unfortunately, we don't have the best view on some of those storms out in central Pennsylvania that we normally would. So we're looking from real far away at some of these things. But certainly the reason that we're breaking to you here on the air, it's 3 o'clock, it's the top of the hour. I know, oh boy, I think we're breaking into one of the soaps here. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, life takes precedent here, so we're just going to continue on here until that tornado warning expires. And that tornado warning that we've come on the air for, this small sliver of far northeastern Susquehanna County. And again, as these radar scans continue to come in, I continue to hold out some hope here that, while it was, real wrapped up and looking good on radar there for a while, which again, that's unfortunate. You don't want to see that. But now that we're seeing things kind of unravel a little bit, I know there's less concern that this continues continues to be a tornado warning. And again, latest indications here from the National Weather Service, it remains in effect till 3:15. But, you know, let's say you got this warning and you're in the Lanesboro area. I would tell you that at this point, you're severe clear. This storm is now, or the potential tornado that's going to be off to your northeast, so I don't think you have an issue at this time. Same in the Oakland area, the Hickory Grove area, Susquehanna and Susquehanna County, Brushville, even down into North Jackson, Thompson, Jackson proper, Lakeview, Lakeside. These are just some communities. And there we go. You know what? The National Weather Service went ahead and canceled this tornado warning. So again, that couplet that we were looking at is really peeled apart. And now that we see that, there's a lot of good hope here that that potential tornado is no more. So, you know, with that, it's 3:01. We're going to be on breaking in if we have to for any additional tornado warnings. But for now, meteorologist John Hickey live here in the Weather Center. We'll be back with you on the air at 4 o'clock for Newswatch 16 at 4. Take care, be safe, and have a great afternoon.
This has been a Stormtracker 16 special report.